Okay. Okay, very good.
So she got your Spanish on there.
I wasn't trying to show off, okay? All right. Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
We shall officially call our January 17, 2023 team meeting to order. Ding, ding. So good to see you all. Appreciate having everybody online who is online. And let me just emphasize how important these meetings are. Because if you do not attend these meetings in one format or the other, you do not know what's going on in our company. You cannot know. This is the primary way that we are communicating. And because there is so much in flux all the time, I keep waiting for the rate of change to slow down, and it hasn't happened. If anything else, it seems to be accelerating. And I'm talking about credit companies and CRMs and new lender relationships, plus everything we're doing internally, plus our growth of new people. So I appreciate you all making this a priority. And I just want to encourage you, stay the course. Blocking this out at 10 o'clock every Tuesday, except for break week, the last week of each month. Okay, let's welcome some new faces. We had a big week last week. We hired 3 experienced loan officers to our team, giving us a total now of 27. That's 27 full-time loan officers. That does not include our part-timers, does not include our ALOs, 27. Plus today we have a new LOA coming aboard, and I think she's going to be here in person, but she's riding with Brandon. Shall we take bets?
Oh, 10:45.
10:45? 10:20? All right. So Brandon, if you're watching as you drive, we love you. We know you also. We know your habits. Okay, let's meet. It's probably him calling me. No, it's Rick. Oh, this is a guy who's going to be part of this meeting. So let me take the call real quick. Excuse me. Hey, Rick. Okay, you got a pencil? So we're actually in the meeting right now, but I can sure give it to you. And it's really easy to remember. It's meet.goto.com/aspire. Meet.goto.com/aspire. Got it? Okay, we're going to do a few introductions and then we'll bring you in. Okay, thank you. Bye. All right, everybody, let's meet some new people. Don Turner. Don's been hanging out with us for a while. He is an EXP agent, been a real estate agent for 28 years. He's been a loan officer for 18 years. He comes in as a senior LO. He's based down in the Katy, Richmond area. Big welcome for Don Turner. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. And a big welcome back for Luis Alvarez. Nobody in this room knows who I'm talking about because Lewis was with us 2 years ago. Spent about 3 or 4 months with us. Was new or fairly new when he joined us. Had great initial success, so much so he got on the radar of some mortgage companies in San Antonio, and they stole him away from us. But he is coming back. He'll work closely with the AE team. But he's got a lot of loans under his belt now, so he's not coming back as a newbie anymore. He's also going to join our senior LO ranks. So welcome back, Senor Alvarez. How about that? I don't mean to be showing off, but I just had to do that. And welcome to the team, Marilee Mendez. Marilee is also an experienced loan officer, I believe, coming to us from California. She was introduced to us by Diana, what's her last name? Mackey, Diana Mackey, there we go. So welcome, Marilee, good to have you on the team as well. And then to be joining us via Brandon is Amber Kaplan as an LOA to Brandon. Amber is she's a very experienced LOA. She's coming to us from another mortgage company. But she is also the daughter of a highly productive Keller Williams real estate team. And so we anticipate her participation in our company is going to open the door for even more and more business into that Keller Williams team. So welcome aboard, Amber. Let me see. Jeff Morris, are you online with us?
Yes, I am.
Oh, you can unmute yourself.
Isn't Merrily Mendez?
No, Diana Mackey is. I don't think Marilee Mendez is.
Send me leads.
Okay. All right. Rick, are you on board? Can you unmute yourself?
Sure
Can
am.
we see? We can hear you.
I'm here.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
We can. I'm not hearing Rick or Jeff. Well, let me stop sharing. That may help.
Hey,
Hey, Shannon's here. Okay, stop sharing. Yeah, there's Rick. We got Rick and Jeff. How come we can't hear them?
Can you hear me
Okay,
now?
hold on. We got tech support
Can
coming.
you hear me now, Frank? So I can hear
Jeff.
Rick.
We
Okay,
can
I
hear
hear
you
Jeff.
guys online. Okay. Now.
So we can all hear each other, but they can't hear us
Oh,
there.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what it seems like.
oh, I'm going the wrong way. It was up though.
Let's see. Jeff, can you try to say something?
Yes, can you guys hear me okay?
Yep, we can hear you. Hey, Jeff.
Back off, Jeff. Back off. Come on. That was something
We're
else.
hearing you from Texas very clearly.
Okay. So Rick, we have two guest presenters this morning, Jeff with UWM and then yourself with MMA. Are either one of you under a time constraint? Can we flip a coin, or you all ready to go? We good? Okay,
Yeah,
so
go
Jeff.
ahead. I'll listen to Jeff's thing.
Okay, sounds good. All right, Jeff, you've got the floor. Why don't you tell us what you're going to talk to us about, and then talk to us.
All right. Well, there's two things I want to cover today, guys. So last week on Wednesday, we launched Control Your Pricing. So I want to make sure that everyone understands the opportunity that they have available with them right now. So you're all familiar with LO partner points, right? You gain the LO partner points. You can use them for better pricing, for closing gifts, for tolerance cures, for appraisal waivers. What we did is we added in a second section, and it's called Control Your Pricing. Every single originator at Jackson Henry now has 125 basis points that they can use to earn more business. Okay. Now you can use up to a max of 40 bips per file, right? So it highly suggests that, you don't want to just use them just to use them, right? You want to use these to try to earn more business. So if you're offering a deal and they're comfortable with the pricing, then great, right? You move forward, use it on another deal. But I would highly encourage you to use these bips to win a deal if you're competing against another bank, or to win a relationship with a real estate agent, right? Hey, you know what? I'll give you an extra $1,000 off your closing costs if we can move forward with this deal right now, right? So you're going to get 125 bips. Obviously, the larger the loan amount, the more bang for your buck you're going to get. Okay. Now, this is only good through the end of the first quarter. Okay. This does not roll over. If you don't use it, you lose it. Right. Okay. So make sure that I would highly encourage everyone to at least try to have 3 files in for the first quarter. And if you only are going to get 3, then you know what? Use 40 bips on each one of those. Right. Now, moving forward into the second quarter, so that will expire after the end of the first quarter. Moving into the second quarter, the amount of bips is going to be determined by your pro ranking and your ASR status. So your pro ranking, is it all right if I share my screen here, Joey and Frank?
Yeah, it's not giving us. They'll have to give us access to share screens.
Yeah, he's giving
There
it
we go.
right now. Hold on one second here. Okay. So as you can see, this is going to be the new pro ranking scoring key. Okay. Now, most of these you guys already are going to have, right? So the easiest ways to obtain points, the goal is to get 70 points or more out of 100. Okay. Now, if you get, you come out here for 3 visits a year in the last 12 months, you get 25 points, right? If your ultimate loan submission, which really we should be doing on every file, if that's 75% or more, you get 25 points. If you watch 3 videos total per month, right, you get 20 points. That's the Wednesday videos that go out, the fast break videos with Matt Ishbia, the 3 points video that goes out on the first business day of every month. And that also includes the weekly sales huddle too, right? So I encourage you guys, if you have 15, 20 minutes, jump on there. And especially the first 15 minutes of those meetings, that's when Matt announces every single rollout that we have, every big announcement that we have is going to be in that first 15 minutes, 20 minutes of that Wednesday morning meeting. It's at 9 a.m. and then they replay it again at 12. So you watch 3 videos a month, you get 20 points. So as you can see, it's pretty quick and easy. For most of you as well, there's another 15 points for talking to me, your AE, for 20 plus minutes a month, which for most of you is not an issue, right? Same thing with Brand 360. You get signed up, you use it for a marketing calendar or brand building, or using the brand builder to create a flyer, right? That's another 10 points. So it should be pretty quick and easy for us to get that 70 plus points. And then the other thing is your ASR status. So that's individual, okay? The second thing is your ASR status, which is really like this just started, right? So this is the beginning of the month, but our goals are going to be here. It's right under the resources. You can see the ASR, and these are going to be our goals. We want to hit all 6 of these pillars, okay? So I've talked to Joy and Frank about it as well. This is something that we're going to try to strive for, is to hit these 6 pillars, and these are the type of units that we want. If we can get to 24 units and 8.8 million, which really should not be a difficult task for this office, in a quarter, and we get all 6 of these, we're getting diamond status, which means you get diamond status, you get pro elite, you guys are going to get the most bips possible for the second quarter for each and every LO, okay? So again, I highly encourage you to do whatever you can to make sure you're using these bips to get additional business, use them to win a deal over, use them to create a new relationship with a real estate agent. And if you have any questions, obviously, you can always give me a call. I'm always available. You guys know that. Day, noon, night, weekends, doesn't matter. I'm always available. And the other thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is Success Track. So as you know, we have the bring a realtor out to UWM for a day. I think we're shooting for March 1st. To register, and I highly encourage you to get on there and register for this. The sooner the better, because there's only a certain amount of spots that are left on this, right? So if you go into UWM, you go to grow your business, it's Success Track in the top right. And then all you have to do is register. You pick out which day you want, so do a 2-day in March. Hit search. And it's the 1-day bring your real estate agent or builder to UWM, okay? There's 92 spots open right now. So it's first come, first serve. If they have enough, they'll create another one or they'll put you on a waiting list. But we want to make sure that we secure as many of those spots for Jackson Henry as possible. So if you're committed to coming out here on March 1st and you do have a realtor already set up to go with you or 2 realtors set up to go with you, then let's make sure that we register them as soon as possible. Okay. Any questions about that Success Track or bringing a realtor or builder out to UWM? Okay. All right. I mean, other than that, go ahead, Brittany.
So for the realtors that we signed up for March 1st, when can we expect travel arrangements? I just have the person I'm bringing out, they've been trying to work out that week with their schedule. So just kind of timeline on when we can expect to receive travel arrangements once they're registered.
Yeah, usually travel arrangements will go out. They'll go out as soon as they do schedule them, but at the latest, you'll get them a week before you come out. A lot of times they won't schedule them right away just because a lot of things can happen over the span of 2 months where you end up canceling. But yeah, you should get them pretty quick.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
So
Also,
let me,
if there's anybody like that needs particular, like, hey, I need to leave on Wednesday evening, I at the earliest possible time, like, just let us know. We'll try to be accommodating as much as possible, and I'll make sure to add in those additional notes so that we know which flight they need to leave out on, what airline, what airport. We'll be as accommodating as possible.
So Jeff, let me just also mention to the whole team, we're trying to take a massive group on March 1st. We want everybody arriving in the afternoon, not the evening if possible, because we want to do something special with our group. Take everybody out to dinner together, maybe even have a visit from a senior executive at UWM or Mateen Cleaves or somebody like that come to a special meeting with our group at a nice restaurant that night. So we want everybody in by 3 or 4 in the afternoon if possible. We may even probably will all fly together, but just be aware of that. We would fly out on the 28th. We would be there all day on the 1st and probably fly back the evening of the 1st. Yes. All right, it's all yours, Jeff.
All right. I mean, that's pretty much the two main things that I wanted to cover with you guys. But, obviously pricing is great right now. Oh, one other thing that you can use these 125 bips for, and this was a great idea that someone brought up this morning, actually, in one of our meetings, was, with FHA and VA IRRRLs. So any FHA or VA IRRRL business that you've done in the past, take a look to see if you can actually do a quick streamline or a VA IRRRL, because of that net tangible benefit that you need to lower the interest rate down by 0.5%, right? A lot of times you're just not quite there, right? It's going to end up costing the borrower too much money to really do it. Well, with this extra 40 bips, you can lower that interest rate now by quite a bit and possibly give them the net tangible benefit that they need to be able to lower their interest rate by that 0.5%. Make sure you use the exact rate on that as well. So you're not doing 6.5, you're doing 6.4998, right? Or 6.4991. Right? Make sure you use an exact rate. But that 40 bips could help you get into a quick IRRRL that has no appraisal, no income, no assets, just a credit report, and you're close.
All right. Thank you, Jeff. Always
No
appreciate
problem.
hearing from you. And we're going to be talking more about some of the issues that Jeff raised a little bit later in the team meeting. We have some things we're going to implement to help us stay focused and be rewarded for taking advantage of some of these amazing options. So appreciate it, Jeff.
Yeah, no problem. No problem at all.
All right. So I am going to go ahead and make Rick Koenig the presenter. Many of you all may remember Rick from the last time that he spoke to us. He is in Cincinnati, Ohio, but he is my coach in MMA. We are wanting to implement MMA strategies throughout the company. It's not required if you're a senior LO and you're knocking it down 5, 7, 8 loans a month. But if you're new, if you're in a mentee program, we are requiring that you follow the daily success plan. That way we can be assured that you're going to make it. You're going to do good. And Rick is going to talk to us for just a few minutes about the particulars of the daily success plan. Some of you may have heard this before. I normally need to hear things a dozen times before it sinks in. So just take it away, Rick. It's all yours.
Well, I appreciate it. And you guys have a heck of an opportunity there. And one, Jeff, I've seen what an incredible company UWM is. I coach about 18 different brokers through Carl White and the Mortgage Marketing Animals Company, the Freedom Club, we call it. And my brokers that use you guys are just amazed with the service you guys give them. So congratulations. I'm actually going to come up and visit with one of my clients. They asked me if I wanted to go with them. So I'll be up there in February. So you guys, the stuff that we're doing right now in the mortgage industry through the Success Club and just through the Mortgage Marketing Animals is pretty amazing right now. One of the things I'd recommend to you is if you haven't seen it, and I know you're an hour behind me here I'm in Cincinnati, Ohio, so I'm just a few hours south of Jeff. We do a show every morning at 8:30 Eastern time called the Loan Officer Breakfast Club. There's no advertising, there's no anything on it. Those of you that are familiar with Frank Goray, G-A-R-A-Y, Frank Garay, who was part of the Think Big, Work Small for years when they were part of the Implodometer back in the day, back in the early 2000s. Him and his partner, uh, oh geez, uh, Stevens, I can't think of his first name. They had the National Real Estate Post for probably the last 10 or 12 years, Brian Stevens. And Frank Gray's now a part of our team. He runs this thing, believe it or not, the Breakfast Club from California. So every morning from 8:30 to 9 Eastern time, we jump on. Today we hit 495 people on with us live for a half hour. Sometimes it goes 35, 40 minutes show. And what we do every day is we talk about what is the activity for the day. Okay. And we're going to go over those activities in just a second. Um, and I forgot to start I usually have my stopwatch running so I can show you something at the end. But so the Breakfast Club is just a great way to get some good information. You can go to loanofficerbreakfastclub.com and sign up for it. We don't sell anything. We don't do anything. We give out links to free information, some of the information like I'm going to give you here, everything from scripting to the podcasts that we do on the podcast, and I've sent this to Frank before, there's one I want you guys to really download and start listening to. And what I'm going to send Frank is I'm going to send Frank a list of the most important ones to listen to. There are 4 specific ones, and this guy is in your marketplace. Steve Kiles maybe is the best scripter I've ever heard in my career. Carl White's brought him in just the last 2 years, and Steve's become a partner in the company. That's how good this guy is. Steve's scripting will change your business life. And a lot of people don't like scripting, but all I'm going to tell you is being scripted is just being organized and controlling the conversation. Probably a lot of stuff that Jeff learned over the years, is scripting on when he's introducing something and he's talking about something. Same thing with me. Things that we say have become so commonplace to us that it just sounds like it rolls off our tongues. And it does, and it'll roll off yours too. I have about 12 podcasts that go back to last year that'll absolutely change your business life with Steve. The daily success plan that you hear me talk about is what we talk about on the Breakfast Club. We usually have people call in, give their wins. They're allowed to ask questions about things that are going on. And then we talk about what the activity is for the day. So today being Tuesday, we call this Just Ask Tuesday. This is where we update everybody in the transaction. Okay. And it says it's followed with a call to action. When we're calling the listing agent on a live transaction, we're calling the referring agent on the live transaction, we're going to call all the borrowers. So if there's a borrower and a co-borrower, we're going to call them. And we even are willing to talk to the title agent and the escrow agent, or whatever you call them in your marketplace, and even the insurance agent. These are all people that can be referring you deals that we forget about. So let's just take the easiest ones. The 4 people involved in the transaction: listing agent, your referring agent, and your borrowers. The borrowers, we're calling them and it's, hey, just want to give you a quick update. Everything looks like it's on track for a smooth and flawless closing. Just make sure you get the processor what she told you need. Hey, by the way, before I go, remember that question I told you I was going to ask you at the end of every call? And they'll nod their heads. Hey, do you have any family, friends, or coworkers looking to buy, sell, or refinance? We call that the 3x3. We'll come back to that in a second. But these are people that want to hear from you. If you don't call the selling agent and the buyer's agent and the borrowers, they'll be calling you. By being proactive with these guys and then also asking for referrals, you're going to bump your pipeline by 20 to 30%. This has been proven for year after year after year with our people that do this. Wednesdays, we call our pass close load database or your circle of influence. Thursday, we do the pre-approved and looking. And we're going to talk about the first one. Mondays, we do what we call Thor's Hammer and Focus 40. So I'm going to send you out this little 6-page thing. It kind of breaks each day down into a basic. Here's what we do. So there's 6 things to kind of remember with what we're doing here. One is you want a qualified list of agents. And what's a qualified list of agents? A qualified list of agents is right there to the side. Anybody that's doing 8 to 10 deals a year, we call them a tilapia. Anybody doing 1 to 2 or per month is a tuna. Anybody closing 3 or more a month is a whale. Now, one of the things about knowing who the qualified agents is, I'm pretty sure Frank can get you a breakdown of all these people. What through the NML or for the MLS. The big thing that you want to know is how well have they done in the last 6 months? Because the world changed on us 6 months ago. Technically, you guys as loan officers, we all got fired. The industry changed, refis went away for the most part, and it became a purchase world. And then it got really crazy competitive for a while, and then all of a sudden the rates went up. So we kind of got fired again. And right now, there's a lot of people that are rebuilding their businesses. And it's not as hard as you think. Over a 90-day period, you can change your life. You can double or even triple the amount of business that you're doing. And it's going to start with calling on the right agents. I'm going to send you the scripting again. I'm going to send you the podcast to listen to learn about the scripting. And again, I don't care if you don't like scripting. When you listen to Steve Kyles do it, this is the way his team in your market in Houston is talking to people. He's not only one of our owners of the company, he's a user of the product. Steve's with a company called Success Mortgage Partners down in your area. The thing I can tell you is you guys as brokers can kick their butt on a daily rate shopping experience. And to hear some of the stuff Jeff talked about with being able to have some extra bips to get a deal going, that's a fantastic tool to have in your back pocket to use with some of these agents. So knowing the scripts is incredibly important. The goal of calling these people and meeting with them is to schedule an in-person meeting or a Zoom meeting with them. I know how big this city is. I know everybody's not right there in the woodlands, so I know you could be doing business with somebody that's in the same city but an hour away. We deal with that a lot down in Atlanta, down in Miami, Florida, Tampa, a lot of the places we do business. The gist of the script, and I'm not necessarily a fan of this particular script, but the gist of the call is when we're calling these what we call qualified agents. If it's an agent you don't know, it's typically, hey man, I have a list of VIP realtors in our office, and your name constantly gets brought up. I've really heard that you do a great job. I'd love to learn how you do such a great job. Is there any chance I could treat you to a cup of coffee or even a virtual coffee over Zoom where you can tell me about, why you're doing so well in this marketplace? I don't like the awesomes in that one, if you can tell. And you can see I didn't do the script 100%, but I did kind of my version. And that's what it is. Calling these agents up saying, hey, I've heard a lot of great things about you. I'm trying to, really grow my business, and I want to grow it with people who are amazing at what they do. Any chance we can get together and you can tell me about your business and how you've grown it so that somebody like me can end up doing business with somebody like you someday? Now, the bonus that you guys have is your connections to the real estate company, that's part of your company. Frank's got an opportunity there with, almost a couple hundred agents plus some other relationships I know he has. There's so many loan officers out there that don't have the advantage of being able to, get in touch with somebody that's technically, an associate. And I'm sure they're getting called by lots of people. I'm sure they're getting called by Steve's people right now. But you guys have, something that you're able to do, that you're able to get in the door, and you're able to, get your script out in front of these people. The big thing you're going to talk about is them. Okay. It's not about programs. It's not about rates. It's not about service. Heck, if I didn't have good rates, good service, and good, good people behind me, I wouldn't be calling you in the first place. What's really important about this first call is learning about them. We call it frogging, FROG there, family, recreation, occupation, and goals. You're not probably going to talk about family. You're probably not going to hit the recreation unless you ask them what they did this weekend, but you are going to talk about their occupation and goals. And so what we want is we want these people talking about them. We want the meeting to be all about them. And the big thing is we're trying to get that next relationship that we're going to have. We know that, and this is true with Carl White, it was true with my business, and it's true with most of my coaching clients. If you get in front of 10 people, 2 out of those 10 people will start sending you business. We just need to get the other 8 out of the way so we can get to the 2. The goal is 10 meetings a week. Okay. Can you do less than that? Of course you can. But if you want the success to come at a level that can be unprecedented and you end up getting invited on one of our podcasts to talk about your success, then you want to really shoot for 10 meetings a week. Some of you can get lucky and there's as many as, 5, 6, 8 agents that'll meet you at the same time if you take a little lunch into the office or something like that. But the big thing is you don't always have to get in front of a group. It's to get in front of them. The goal at the end of the call is to establish a relationship where you say, hey, one of the things I do is I have a warm referral program. And they might go, what the heck's that? Well, I'll tell you what, if we start doing business together, one of the things I do is I have a daily success plan that I follow on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Let me tell you about it. And that's where you talk to them about the next thing. Let's see if I can get this to change pages. On Tuesdays, we started to talk about it. So on Tuesdays, you don't have to tell them you're calling them. Okay. You tell them, I'm calling the borrower, the co-borrower. I'm calling the title rep, once during the transaction or twice. And we're going to talk to the insurance agent. And the thing is, your team that talks to these people, if they're talking to the insurance agent and the title rep and you're not, we have to teach them the script too. And basically the script is, when we're talking to the borrowers, hey, we're on track for a smooth and flawless closing. Hey, before I go, and you should tell them you're going to ask this question. I teach that. Ask this, tell them when you're putting somebody in your pipeline as a pre-approval or a live deal, you tell them, I'm going to ask you a question at the end of every call. And the reason I'm going to ask you it is you're going to be thinking about buying a home. It's just like when you bought your last car. When you bought that car and you drove home, you saw your car everywhere for the next 3 months. In fact, every time you go out, you notice your car. The same thing's going to happen to you while you're going through a real estate transaction. So if you hear somebody talking about them, I want you to refer them to me. And when I do one of my longer coaching calls, I go into how to have them refer you. Just tell them to do a 3-way text. Hey, do a 3-way text with me and the person, and I'll make sure I call them and take care of the way I do you. And hey, the question is, do you have any family, friends, or coworkers looking to buy, sell, or refinance? That's the 3x3. The thing that really sticks the dagger into them is when you talk to them, the last thing you say when they say, yeah, sure, I got you covered. You say, hey, can I count on you? You ask somebody, can you count on you? It gets into their head. And there's reasons why we say some of these specific things on this list. When you say, can I count on you, whether it's to a real estate agent or to a borrower, they've got it in their head, man, Rick's counting on me. Now with the real estate agents, you call them up. Hey, just wanted to give you an update. Everything's looking smooth and flawless. Borrower's got to get us a couple things, but the processor said there's on it. For your regular agent that gave you the referral, hey, just checking, man. Did you have fun this weekend? What'd you do? Did you play? Did you work? You played? What'd you do? Awesome. Hey, man, if you got anybody else I can help before this weekend, let me know. I'd love to do an extra deal this month. Can I count on you? When you're calling the listing agent, hey, let's find out if they're a qualified agent. What if they're not? Hey, we call them anyway. They might be a listing agent that has 10 buyer's agents below them. We need to show them, one, by calling them every Tuesday that we're good and we're consistent and that they can count on us. And, if you ever have bad news, get the bad news out there faster than you do the good news. And real quick, Wednesdays is your past closed loan database, or your circle of influence. If you don't have a big database, you got your cell phone. Pick your cell phone up and call people you used to work with, people that you're friends with. Hey, it's not begging. Let them know what you're doing. A lot of people don't even realize what you're doing. Hey, it's Rick. How's it going? Hey, I know it's been a long time since we talked. Hey, just wanted to let you know what I'm up to now. I'm a mortgage guy. I'm over at this company. Yeah, I'm doing really well. But you can help me out. Is that cool? Well, yeah, what can I do? Hey, if you ever have any family, friends, or coworkers looking to buy, sell, or refinance, would you give them my name? That's all you got to ask, you know? It's a simple ask. And I know I don't want to take too much of your time. Thursdays is when we call our pre-approved and looking. First of all, in that database call, 1 to 2 out of every 100 calls will turn into a lead. We suggest you call your entire closed loan database or your circle of influence once a quarter. And if you have other marketing that goes to them on a monthly basis, that's cool. Put that little line in there. Even add the line to your subject line or your tagline on your emails. Hey, if you have any family, friends, or coworkers looking to buy, sell, or refinance, have them call me. Thanks. On the leads, though, on the pre-approvals, one, if you haven't, helped them in the last three months or they're older than 6 months, we know rates went up. You ought to go back and do a refresh with them. We call it a mortgage refresh. Call them up, tell them you want to do a quick 15-minute refresh. Try to get them re-engaged. Take them back to the real estate agent that referred them to you, and you're a hero. When you can save somebody's commission by either reviving somebody from the dead or keeping somebody active. Think how many people quit looking from Thanksgiving to Christmas. They don't know that interest rates went down a little bit. They don't know that houses are sticking on the market a week or two longer than what they were. They don't know that maybe you can get seller paid closing costs now, which you couldn't get 8 months ago. Go out there and educate them on that stuff. Let them know. And the same thing that you ask the buyers and the referral people, you're going to ask these guys too. Hey, before I go, any of your other friends out there looking right now? I'd love to help them too, mainly if they're as cool as you. You know, got any family, friends, or coworkers looking to buy, sell, or refinance? If you don't ask, you don't get. The bad thing I can tell you is don't teach that to your kids. My kids are 33 and 40. One's a doctor and the other's a pretty successful local high school football coach. They still ask, and they've taught my grandkids to ask too. So that's the daily success plan in a nutshell. It's one of those things where I'm going to get you these tools. You're going to have them in your back pocket. If you don't use them, the only person you're hurting is you. And you guys have an opportunity with the real estate company connection that you have to bring business in at a level that other people aren't seeing. And if you say, Rick, if I start this, how fast does it kick in? It takes about 60 to 90 days. It's harder to go from one loan to five using the system than it is to go from 5 to 12. Because if you think about it, and Frank, I'm going to get off here in a second. If you think about if you have 4 deals going, if you have 4 pre-approvals and you have 4 live deals going, whether all 4 are going to close this month or not, that becomes a total of 4, 8, that's 16 borrowers. Okay. That could be as many as 16 realtors. It could be 12 realtors. All of a sudden, if you put those down, you're up to 24 to 30 phone calls with those guys. You have some title companies involved and some insurance agent. You might have as many as 30 calls a week from that group. If you're making 120 asks for the business over a 4-month period, and you're getting 1 out of every 10, that could be another 24 leads. I mean, yeah, because you're gonna talk to them 4 times. You could have another 24 leads. If you're closing 25% of your leads, that can be 6 more deals. That can be on top of the 2 to 4 that might close this month. So the more you have, the more calls you're making, the more opportunities you're going to have to convert them over. And that's typically it. 20 to 30% increase on your active pipeline by asking on Tuesday. 1 to 2 out of every 100, unless you're even more friendly than some of my coaching clients up in New York. I'm sure you are down in Houston. You're going to get people, and then you can pull off that same 1 out of every 6 to 10 on your referrals that are in pre-approval stage. The goal is to start working with as many people as you can, because typically 25% of those will end up going to closing. The more referrals you get, the more opportunities you get. But we're going to tell these real estate partners, hey, look, I have this warm referral program. My goal is to help you get another borrower during the origination process, whether it's a pre-approval, whether it's during the live process. And if I don't get one out of those processes, I'm going to continue to ask for referrals after the closing. I won't consider it a successful transaction unless I help you and I generate another deal to work on together. People are going to love that from you. So, and we didn't talk about prices, programs, which you guys, you've got it. The top 3 things realtors complain about the most: they don't close my loans on time. You're using UWM. If you're not closing your loan on time, it's your fault. It's not theirs. I know how good UWM does. They also they get upset because they don't get callbacks on the status of their pre-approved borrowers, and they don't get updates on their loans. So, they don't close me on time. They don't call me back on my referrals, and they don't keep me up to date on the status of my loans. Those 3 things we just covered in the daily success plan. Now, when you're talking to somebody, you can tell them, hey, here's what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to close you on time. I'm going to keep you informed. I'm going to keep your borrowers loyal to you during the process, and I'm going to ask for referrals to help us both grow. I went way over. Normally I have my clock running, so it's at 20 minutes here, so I know I went way over. If you ever want a great little trick and you're meeting with a realtor, turn your stopwatch on at about the 13-minute mark, 13.5-minute mark, and you're done doing your thing. You say to them, hey, I promised you 15 minutes, and show them your phone. And I'm almost at the end of that 15 minutes. I just have one more thing for you. And they'll say, yeah, what's that? Do you have any questions for me? And whether you're in a sales meeting, I see Jeff smiling, he knows where this is going. Or if you're in a sales meeting, you got a whole team, or if you're just with one person, if they say, yeah, you hit the stop button, show them, okay, good, now we're on your time. So Frank, I took some of your time, but we're back on your time.
All right, Rick. Well, that's great stuff. I appreciate you jumping in there. There's a reason we brought in Jeff and Rick today. We're trying to do something as a company. Anybody figure that out yet? We want to go somewhere. We want to make something happen. We want to enjoy a level of success that we have not touched yet. Our pipeline this month, January, we are scheduled to close 15 loans. They may not all close. Not every loan closes as in the pipeline. But right now, the best we can expect to close in January is 15 loans. How many? Let's see who was listening. How many full-time professional LOs do we have on our team right now? 27. Now, 3 of them joined last week, right? So we shouldn't expect them to have anything in the pipeline yet. But we're averaging less than a loan, less than 1 loan. Our average is about 0.65 loans per loan officer per month. You cannot pay your bills on that, right? You cannot provide a good living for your family on that. So what are we going to do? Well, I would suggest we follow the daily success plan. It has been proven by the best loan officers in the country, not the ones that have gone all the way to 2 transactions a month, which would be a breakthrough for us, or 3. But these are people who will close 10, 20, 30 loans every single month. And we know what they do. We had our loan officer lunch last week. Matt Brown, our guest speaker in Compass Lending, the guy who typically closes 20 loans a month. Guess how he does it? Somebody tell me. Daily success plan. Daily success plan. Eddie Skinner was here. Daily success plan. So this is used and you have access to it. What is the website where you can get coaching every morning on the calls that you're going to make that day? What's the website? Oh my goodness. So I hope, Rick is still here. I'm embarrassed now. Loan
Officer breakfastclub.com.
Breakfastclub.com. It's not MMA. It's not anything else. It is loanofficerbreakfastclub.com. Excellent. I'll give you half credit for that. Yes. Yes, loanofficerbreakfastclub.com. You log in, and what they're going to do is prep you for the specific calls you're going to make that day. Whether you're doing your Just Ask calls on Tuesday, your Thor's Hammer calls on Monday, you're going to hear from people who are doing it. They're going to do some role plays with you. So I would encourage you, make that part of your daily routine. LoanOfficerBreakfastClub.com. It is open to any and every loan officer. You don't have to be a member of the coaching. You don't have to pay money. It's available to you, okay? So I would encourage you to start with that. Now, Rick mentioned he's not crazy about some of the scripts. And if Steve Kyle's team is calling in our marketplace, maybe you don't want to say the same things. Help is on the way. And I don't want to steal too much thunder from Joy, but I want to share with you that we are going to be providing you with some unique Jackson Henry Mortgage exclusive scripting every single week. One new script, one more new reason to talk to realtors. So wait for it, it's coming. Any questions about anything that Jeff or Rick shared with us? Okay, all right, so let's go back here. I'm going to share my screen again, and I think it's time for Joy to get up here and provide us with a marketing update. Let's see here. And let me make sure we're in presentation mode. Amber Kaplan, who said 10:45? You're still, none of us won. So anybody want to say 11 o'clock? Brandon is showing up with Amber Kaplan, our newest employee. We're taking bets on what time they're going to walk in, Shannon. So you missed, we've all missed. All right. So Areta, once again, very graciously recorded her processing update so that we don't have to have the audio problems of a live feed from Florida. So here is her recorded update.
Happy to guys. Wanted to update you that this is your first week without no LE and that everybody's been caught up with, and we have followed up on conditions and the LOs. If you guys don't know which of the loans went to Julia and which one came to me, the only one that came in for me was Moreno, and everybody else who just got. The procedure is still the same. You guys send an email to Julia and she will distribute the loans, and we will take over, both of us over for the staff and commission if needed. January, I want to give you an update. We have 16 in the book. Everybody is just about your close and bring positions, so everybody should finish with that, those numbers. For February, we have one from Mike so far. We have one from Shannon, and we have to welcome our new client for SOG, and we start processing now for MJ Mortgage, and us here at SOG will do the contract processing for him. His name is Dalcha Hani, and again, this was MJ Mortgage. If you guys think they do have any of the ones that stuck, if you haven't had an update by the middle of the week, please shoot me an email, and we will make sure that you're having it if it's needed to make sure we don't miss any closing dates. Other than that, we so far 4, and the planning, excuse me if I'm repeating myself, 4th of February, I would like to see 7 already to get us going and a good start. Other than that, have a good day and happy Thanksgiving.
All right. Did she say we received our first one from MJ Mortgage?
No, she said
We're going to be processing for
working with them.
Oh, okay.
We did. We have 2 in the pipeline. One is getting restructured because they're going to go for another home because they found things on the current. However, that's TMI, but we do have 2 loans already within days of each other.
Okay, from MJ. So now we have an outside relationship, which means that, is it Flagstar that was requiring that, or Freedom? Freedom. So now if you're doing a Freedom loan, you can use SOG processing, but before they would not allow that. We're going to work with them? Okay, so let's get that set up then. All right. So exclusive offers. This is what I was hinting at a moment ago. Joy, why don't you come speak to this?
Okay. Good morning in person and online congregation. It's great to see you guys today. Okay, so not gonna take up too much of your time. Don't have a ton of things to go over, but want to go over what we're gonna launch, the JHM exclusive offers. So basically, we're gonna take the awesome tools and the incentives that we get from UWM, and we're gonna put our own spin on them. We're gonna rebrand them. We're gonna let our realtor partners know this is stuff you can only have access to through a partnership with Jackson Henry Mortgage. So we've already identified the first four. We're gonna talk about instant funding, and what time is it?
10:51.
10:51. Hi, 10:51. Hello. Hi, Brandon and Amber. Nice to see you guys. Okay, 10:51. Cool. So back to this. That was fun. Okay, so the first four that we're gonna roll out, we're gonna talk through instant funding, and we're going to let our realtor partners know you do not have to wait on an authorization code to get paid. We're calling it flash funding. Here's kind of what I see for this. Flash funding available exclusively at Jackson Henry Mortgage. No more waiting at the closing table for hours. Get your keys as soon as you signed all your documents. That's something that after we roll these out, like next week, you'll get social media assets to go with that. You'll get a script to go with that. After our team meeting, you guys should be headed back to your desk and getting on the phone. The same way Jeff does every Wednesday, we can expect a call from Jeff, right? Because they roll out products and they roll out programs during their sales meetings. Jeff will get on the phone and he'll call us that day, or he'll send out one of the little bomb videos of what was rolled out. We're going to start doing the same thing.
Can we explain one thing?
Yeah.
So the reason that we're calling this exclusive offers when every UWM affiliate can be offering the same thing is that we're rebranding it. That's what Joy was explaining. We're not going to call it instant funding because every UWM partner can do instant funding. What we do is flash funding. And you can only get that through Jackson Henry Mortgage. Does that make sense? By the way, that was Jeff's suggestion. That's what he's telling all his partners. Rebrand it, put your own spin on it, and then you can present it as an exclusive. Make sense? Okay, carry on, Joy.
Cool. So the first four we'll talk, like I said, flash funding is first next week. Then we'll do the buy down breakthrough. So we'll market our buy downs. That's a huge talking point. Realtors have questions about it. Borrowers have questions about it. So we're going to start marketing the buy down. So that's what you guys can expect first week of February. For Valentine's Day, we're going to talk up bulk, good as cash. So basically, let us get you on a conventional loan, fully underwritten approval. That way, that's your offer. Go in there as a strong, let your client go in there as a strong buyer. And then finally, we're going to talk up exact rate for the last week of, or the second to last week of February. We don't have a catchy name for exact rate yet. So if anybody has like a catchy name that we can use to market the exact rate, if you guys want to let me know, let Frank know, send an email, text message, call me, Slack me, that'd be awesome. I want to workshop that. So I want to throw that to you guys. Does anybody have any ideas online, or anybody here in person that have any ideas for the name, the market name for exact rate?
Let me think about it.
I'll let y'all think on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Jeff has one.
Okay.
Who was that?
Who was that?
That was Brittany Green. Jeff is trying to speak, but it looks like he can't unmute himself.
No.
Oh.
Tell us what's.
Okay, so what's the?
Brittany, talk to us.
Yes.
Tell us what's on your mind.
So I thought of one like, let's get to the point, and cause it's like to the exact point, exact rate.
Get to the point.
I like that. Okay.
Okay, Joy was impressed. She's going to write it down. Okay, that's awesome. Thank you, Brittany. Okay, you got the idea? Exclusive offers. Every week we're going to give you something special to say. We're encouraging you to follow the daily success plan, but we don't want you to have to feel like you got to say the same thing every week, particularly when they may be hearing the same thing from other loan officers. All right, Joyful?
Okay, so 2 event reminders I want to make everyone aware of. online and in-person audience, we have an ALO explainer lunch this Thursday. We'll be sending out an invitation to all of our prospects. If you guys have any realtor partners who have not been to an ALO explainer lunch, or that you think, well, they can all benefit from this program. But if there's anybody that you want to reach out to like today and invite them here for Thursday, it'd be greatly appreciated. If you guys want to scan the QR code on your phone, it'll take you to the link. Send that link out to your realtor partners. Let them register. It'll be here, 12 o'clock, same time, same place like we always do. The next thing we have is the ALO strategy lunch. That is next Thursday.
I think that's a 10 a.m. meeting, isn't it? I think it is on the 26th. That's not a lot.
Okay.
It's a 10 a.m.
Okay, so that's a 10 a.m. It's wrong on the slide. That's my bad. It's wrong on the slide, but it's the correct date. So 10 a.m. If you guys scan the QR code, I will correct the time, but this is the link for your ALO to register. If you have an ALO partner already, they've come in with you, they consistently send you deals, or they're in the process of getting their loan officer license, go ahead and invite them to this meeting. That way we can talk to them about how to present this idea and pitch it to other realtors, and we can talk to them about how they can start to capitalize on this incentive. Yes.
So is that they're pitching the idea to use us, but not to become an ALO?
Let me explain. So we have two meetings coming up. The first one is this Thursday. That's the ALO explainer meeting. It's for agents who are not ALOs, and we're going to talk to them about the benefits of becoming an ALO. The following week, it's just for the agents who are ALOs with us. And we're going to teach them how to use that relationship to create multiple passive streams of income. So we're going to talk about level 1, sending us their own loans. We're going to talk about level 2, introducing us to other real estate agents, getting paid on their loans. We're going to talk about level 3, how do you introduce us to other loan officers? And we're going to give them very detailed scripts for each level and event plans for level 2, events that they can do to introduce us to other real estate agents en masse.
Just to give you a heads up, I actually was doing some cold calling.
Come on up here. Nobody can hear you online, and we got twice as many online as we do in the room. Come on. We're looking after you guys, trust me.
My representative coming in. All right, buddy. So I was just saying, I was doing cold calls, and I was calling some of the tilapias, tunas, and whales according to the program. Some of you guys were sitting in on those calls, and immediately when the phone was picked up by one of the high-performing real estate agents in the area, 20-year vet, did about 21 mil. It's not huge, but I initially started talking to him about meeting up for coffee, and I realized I was about to lose him, so I just went ahead and shot straight to the ALO and said, hey, I'm not calling you to ask you for a loan. They agreed. He agreed immediately. I met up with him on Friday. He did give me feedback. He didn't go with me, but that's just one out of many that you could meet with. So everybody's calling them, asking them for a loan. Show them how you can make them money, kind of like what Rick was saying. You want to make sure that that client knows that I'm going to make you money off of what you're already doing versus give me a loan and I'll make you money quick. So just wanted to share.
The exact line you used. And if you don't remember, I'll tell them.
Okay, but give me a teaser. I'll probably
You told them how much money was leaving on the table.
Oh yeah. So yeah, that's my favorite thing to do. Like if I already do the math, every 10 million, if they're an ALO, is about $20,000 in their pocket. And I literally said, hey man, just want to let you know you're leaving, 30. I undershoot it a little bit so I can do the numbers with them when I get there and say, oh, you know what? I was actually off. You would have made 40 grand. So I normally would cut it by about 5 to 10K to get them interested. He said, you have my attention when I told him how much money he was leaving on the table. So kind of do the math, ask them what their business was last year, how much they did. It works. They're like, I did about 30 million. They're always proud to say that. And say, great. So you left $60,000 on the table and you didn't have to do anything for it. When would you like to set this meeting up? And they're like, what do you mean I left 60,000? So, yeah.
Okay. Very good.
Hey, I have a question along the lines of that. Are we having the AOL sign anything for compliance reasons that they're getting what's the real estate form?
The ABA?
So, yes.
Are we
Yeah.
having them sign on that?
We are, and that's part of what we're going to do in the ALO strategy meeting is we're going to provide that to them again. That, I believe we have it in Dropbox.
It might be available in training already.
And you should be encouraging your ALO partners to provide that disclosure on every transaction. Yes, yes, but we are going to train the ALOs on that very specifically on the 26th. Okay.
I have one more thing, one more slide, and I will kick it over to Frank. From updates from last week, our UWM credit account is still in progress. From last Monday when we submitted the application, it takes about 10 business days before we're set up in the system and receive credentials. So I have another update on that for you guys next week. TransUnion is available in iSoftPool, but still iSoftPool only has 2 bureaus. So for now, continue to do soft pulls through Exactus. We're expecting to have access to Experian in February, and then we'll move all soft pull operations over to iSoftPool. Our KCB application is still in progress. We are gathering documents. And so once the application has been submitted, I will come back with another update. KCB credit, that is going to be the credit vendor that we are moving to and away from Exactus because of Exactus's pricing. Go high level, we are still working on the integration with Zapier. That integration has to happen loan officer by loan officer. So we are working on that and establishing a Zapier plan that can handle all of the constant tasks that will be happening as those loan files update. So I have another update on that next week as well. For Arrive, we were not able to get everyone's credentials issued yesterday. So in an attempt to make sure that you guys have access to the platform before we have a demo, we pushed the demo back 1 week. Everybody will receive credentials by Friday. Once you get your credentials, you guys will have the weekend to access your account, play around with it, and then we'll have our demo next Tuesday, and then I will give you guys next steps from there. Arrive is the new LOS system that we are demoing to move out of LendingPad and Flowify. It would combine our pricing engine, our application link, and our actual loan origination software into one. I will upload these slides from last week into Trainual that has more information on our Arrive transition. All right.
Just real quickly. So the Arrive is not a done deal, Natalia. We are very inclined to move in that direction, but we're giving you this access so that you can try it before we buy it. We've heard rave reviews from everybody that we've asked about it. Even Jeff Morris says it's absolutely the best platform. Many people do, but we want you to take a look. We want your feedback before we make the final decision that that's the direction we're going. Okay? All right. So let me talk to you real quick about Kickstart 2023. This is a brainchild of Joy and I. Leave us alone in a room long enough and we're going to start thinking about some creative things to get things kickstarted. So we couldn't think of a better name. Let's just call it that. We want to get you guys closing some deals. And we want to get you in the system. We want you learning the tools that are going to give you the confidence to go out there and talk to realtors and be able to persuade them to enter into a relationship with you. So we have another proposal. This is kind of like Arrive, Natalia. We have a proposal particularly for our senior loan officers. Here's what we've done. We have assigned all of our full-time loan officers who are not seniors to a senior. And the way it works is, Brandon, you've got 2 assigned to you. Natalia, you've got 2 assigned to you. Shannon, you've got 2 assigned to you. Josh has 2 assigned to him, so that every LO is assigned to a senior for teams of 3. And we want to do a contest pitting these teams of 3. I hate to say against each other because it's more co-opetition than just pure competition, because we're trying to raise the level for everybody. But we're going to be assigning points in different areas, and we're going to go through that in just a moment. And at the end of this, it's going to be a 2-month contest just in February and March. And the winning team is going to be sent, all expenses paid by the company. This is How about Detroit? Yes. So Michigan. It's not a beach. There's no sand, but there is Anthony Robbins, Tony Robbins. I just call him Anthony because we go back to the, no, never mind. So Tony and a whole bunch of crazy, wonderful speakers and musical artists. There's this whole party event up at UWM. It starts the evening of May 3rd, goes all day May 4th, and then we're gonna send you in for that early party. We're gonna bring you back the day after. The winning team gets to go and a guest. When we say guest, we don't mean boyfriend or wife or something. We mean a business prospect, a builder or a realtor or something like that. So we're going to send the winning team, and then each of you get to take a guest with you. So here we go. Here are the things. Yeah, March 31st. It's 2 months. Boy, I can't hardly read that writing. So yeah, read it aloud. Go ahead.
Okay, the eyes are here. Here we go. Loan officer teams. Teams will be assigned and consist of 1 loan officer and 2 full-time loan officers. Mentor status does not matter, but we will try to pair mentors and mentees when we can. Senior loan officers will serve as the team leaders and be responsible for reporting the team's activities. We'll provide instructions on how you guys will be doing so next week. And then teams can earn up to 5,000 points. On the next slide, you guys will kind of see how many you can earn individually. And to win, the winning team must have the highest number of points in the company, and you must have a minimum of 4,000 points. So you guys must have accumulated 4,000 points and have the highest number.
Hit 80% is basically what we're saying.
And these points are lender points that you do that?
Hang on.
We're about to get to that one.
Sorry.
All right.
There you go.
Okay, so here's how you're going to get points. And these are the categories that we're focusing on because we think these are the ones that are going to make a productivity difference. So if you have a closing, 75 points. Is that a scratch? Okay. If it is a UWM closing, you get 25 bonus points. It's 100. Yes, we are incentivizing you to go to UWM. We want you to become a UWM expert. We are a UWM shop. They don't do everything and they don't do everything the best. But when possible, we want you to send deals to UWM. Monthly pro ranking. This is the UWM ranking. Pro basic, 0 points. You get that automatically, so no incentive there. Pro plus, if you hit that tier, 50 points. This would be on monthly, so you could earn that twice. And then if you hit pro elite status, 100 points. Team meeting attendance, online or in person, on time, online or in person. We're going to keep attendance. We're going to log in right at 10 o'clock. We're going to count, see who's in the room and who's online. 10:05, we love you. We're glad you're here. No points. So seniors, crack the whip on your LOs. Get them here on time, 25 points per meeting. Realtor appointments. This is a one-on-one, a scheduled appointment. We're going to give you 20 points each. Now you heard Rick say you should be having 10 of these a week. That's 200 points. That's the equivalent of 2 UWM loans without doing a closing. So don't say, well, I can't compete with everybody else who's been doing this business a long time. You can get 200 points a week right there just by scheduling 10. They have to be set and kept. A set appointment that gets canceled at the last moment, no points. Okay, set and kept. What's that? Yeah, selfie, yes. Selfies are good. You should be. Actually, we should actually give a 5 bonus points if they do the selfie and post it. So submit. Yeah. Oh, well, we'll come back. We'll figure that out. All right, submit an updated biography. This is on the website. Now, Joy tells me that we have some updated bios there. I personally have never seen them. How many of y'all how many of y'all have something custom on your bio? 1, 2, 3. Okay,
If you've sent it to me, if it's already on the buy, if it's already on there, you will receive your points. If you send it to me, I trust your word. I'm gonna go get them. If they're not on the website, they'll get on the website. If they're already on the website, I'll make a note for those points. And then for the monthly pro ranking, we will get those points from Jeff, or we'll get you guys' rankings every month from Jeff. So you guys don't have to worry about reporting your monthly pro ranking points. And then the updated biography, I can do the check on my own and I can award those points. So those are two things y'all do not have to worry about reporting.
so go to the website, jacksonhenry.com, pull up your profile, and then see what it says about you. And if it doesn't tell your life story in a compelling way that causes people to want to work with you, then please write something and send it in. Register for Realtor Day by 2/1/23. Remember, that's the first day of the contest. It starts February 1st, but we're saying, seniors, you can get a running start by having your team members go ahead and register now, along with their Realtor guest, to participate in Realtor Day on March 1st. That's the day we want everybody to go. Yes, Brandon?
Now, with regards to this, is this off of trigger dates or is this going to be off of close dates?
Closing. On closed loans, you have to close it.
No, so I'm saying, if I'm going to write 4 or 5 files starting this week, then it's going to go off of my close date? Is that what-
Close dates. Close dates. Now, if you
It doesn't matter, I trigger them here this week.
if you trigger loans this week and they close and fund in January, you know what we're going to do for you?
Give me a high five.
We're going to pay you. Okay? You're going to get an incredible incentive. We're going to give you a check and pay you. But no, these are for closed loans within February and within March. Okay? And then there is a team bonus opportunity, 150 points. All team members must register themselves and a guest by 2/1. Okay? 150 points. Yes. So you get a bonus for each individual doing it, and then there's a team bonus if all 3 of you get registered along with your guests in January. So you'll start February 1 with a whole bunch of points. Okay? Come up here. Joy's going to tell you the 2 ways you can go ahead and register.
2 ways to register. One, you guys can register your realtor partners on the success track page that Jeff showed us how to navigate to when he spoke a few minutes ago. Or you guys can send me your realtor's information and I can get them registered and get you guys registered.
That's easy.
If you're going to send it to me, then the things that I will need from you, for you and your realtor partner, I need a full name, their date of birth. I need their departure airport, if they have any allergies, and then departure airport and preferred airline. Date of birth, full name, departure airport, preferred airline, any allergies, and then contact information, email, phone number. I feel like that's 7 things, really, really simple. If you guys shoot that over to me in an email, I'll work on getting them registered. Once they're registered, hotel and flight information will come directly from UWM. So I do want to caveat that. I will register you guys, but I don't receive any hotel or flight information. So once you're registered, all of that will come directly from UWM. Cool.
Okay. And for those, we got new people in the room. UWM covers the cost for this. I mean, we pick up transportation from the airport to the hotel, but otherwise they pick up hotel, airline, and meals. So this,
As long as you have your LO partner points.
Yeah.
As long as you have your 4,500 partner points, your realtor is covered. Your hotel and flight as an LO is covered regardless. The only thing as an LO you pay for is your transportation. Your realtor partner, however, you're going to have 4,500 partner points for your realtor partner's flight and hotel to be covered. We talked about this multiple times. And we talked about this last meeting, and then there's also going to be in Trainual a handout that shows you how to earn partner points. You can still earn partner points ahead of the March 1st trip.
so it's super easy to accumulate a lot of points if you're closing loans at UWM, but it's entirely possible to accumulate these points by watching the video, talking to Jeff on the phone. There's all kinds of other ways, scheduling a success track for yourself. whether it's the new LO training or advanced LO training, so many ways to get points. Joy's right. We talked about it last week, and that list is on the UWM website as well as in Trainwell. Okay? So we will talk to you. We'll talk to the seniors. We kind of voluntold you about this, but you don't have to do it. If you say, oh, I'm too busy, I'm closing too many loans, I don't want to, that's fine. You tell us that, and we'll reassign your two to someone else. But we kind of just presumptively assumed for efficiency's sake, that you all are going to participate, okay? And if you don't want to, let us know, but otherwise we're going to follow up with team leaders and talk to you about tracking and spreadsheet reporting and all that. It's not going to be a big job for you, the reporting piece. The important part is just getting your team on board. Say, hey, let's win this thing. Let's get our pro status up there. Let's get our reservations made for Realtor Day on March 1st. You know, just kind of rallying your team and moving forward. So here's the big event. Here's the prize. On March 4th, Anthony Robbins, or Tony as Joy calls him, is going to be the main speaker. He spoke for 4 hours last year. This is not a cameo appearance. You're going deep with Tony Robbins. Dominating social media, preparing for the refinance boom, nurturing realtor relationships, growing your business in 2023. These are all topics. There's a cocktail party the first night, a seated dinner on the 4th, and then a social event also on the 4th, meaning either a concert or a comedy show or something. Joy's lobbying for Drake.
Lobbying for Drake. Last year, Jeff told me that Drake was going to be there. Okay, Jeff said that last year Drake was going to perform at UWM Live. Did he actually perform? No, he did not. So don't blame me. Blame Jeff. Jeff is the one who told me.
Joy is still lobbying for Drake. So, oh, you can tell there's just a little bit of passion there. So Jessica, did we embarrass you last week and make you come up and tell your life story? We did, and you sang the national anthem? Come on, Jessica, work with me. And you sang the national anthem? You did. Oh, y'all remember that? Well, this week, it's Amber's turn. Come on down. Amber Kaplan, come on down. Get her some lemon juice to get those vocal cords warmed up. Hi, Amber. How are you doing? Good to see you. Amber, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. All we want you to do is just introduce yourself to us. We already actually put your picture up and talked about you a little bit before you guys got here. But we want you to tell us, where you grew up, what your hobbies are, about your family. And then you can tell us a little bit about your professional career and how you got to this place, how you know Grand and all that good stuff.
Hi guys, I'm Amber. I'm from Deer Park, Texas, where I was born and raised. My family is half of them are from California, half of them are from Missouri. So kind of all over the place, literally, everywhere. I don't really have many hobbies other than doing things around my house. I love DIY projects. I like stuff like that. Love interior design, even though I don't do anything. I just make stuff and put it in my house and I'm like, oh, look at me, look, I'm talented. Yeah, it's awesome. I graduated from the University of Houston Clear Lake. My degree is in education. No, I don't do anything with that, but it's okay. I needed to prove something to myself. Let's see, my sister is an agent. My half sister, her father is a realtor as well. They've been doing commercial and residential for as long as I can remember. I remember riding in the car to look at properties, being, this little. As far as professional, I came from a commercial real estate team, their real estate team. I did their marketing and relationship building and basically built out that side and basically taught them why it was so important to be in social media because there was nothing there before. And basically I got handed all this stuff and I just created something out of it and I watched it boom and it was really nice. From there, I moved on to residential mortgage because I realized I didn't want to be an agent and the ceiling only goes so high, in that industry. So I've been a loan officer assistant for a little bit over a year now. had a lot of knowledge on the buying side, not as much on the actual financial side. So I love numbers. And I'm excited to also get to delve into the commercial side of things because at my previous company, I only did residential. So I'm really excited to get to meet all of you guys and, brainstorm together. I'm bringing a lot of realtor partners with me that are so excited for this endeavor and just really looking forward to it.
All right. I like that last part, bringing a lot of realtor partners with her. Yeah, that's very, very exciting. So welcome aboard officially, Amber. Good to have you here. Next time, drive yourself. We want you here at 10. So that's all right. We love throwing Brandon under the bus. He can take it. He's a big boy. So, okay, guys, I think that about wraps it unless anybody has a question, issue. You probably see lots of changes going on around here. New outdoor furniture. There's new stuff in here and barn doors all over. There's construction going on. We're putting a deck on the back and the front of the apartment and turning it into an Airbnb. It officially opens tomorrow, and it's super cute if you've never seen it. So it is super cute. And it's unlocked right now. Yeah. There's a little apartment right here. So we're turning it into an Airbnb as of tomorrow. And our transition to having Hebrews Coffee Shop in this space is underway. They're having an architect draw plans, then they'll have to permit. They'll start construction sometime in February, be open for business sometime in April. If you're anywhere within 20 miles of this office, let me just say, you're going to want to be here every day because the Woodlands and Spring are coming to this facility. There are going to be 200 to 300 people here every single day. And if you just wear a branded shirt and get in line for your latte, you're going to be having mortgage and real estate conversations all day long. If you're going to be working on your computer, come here and work on your computer. There will be at any time 20 to 30 people in this room. And Hebrews has a culture that is super friendly. They're going to talk to you. So if you don't like people, don't come. But if you want to interact with people and create new friendships and relationships and opportunities, it's going to happen right here. Once they start construction, we're going to move our training room upstairs. I've already installed a new ceiling mounted projector up there. We've got our new ceiling mounted screen. We'll be here tomorrow, and then we'll reset that room with tables. We can comfortably seat all this many people and more, probably 20 people plus at tables up there. When we do big events, we'll go off-site and do that. Unless it's a party at night around the fire pit, we'll be out here. Okay? That's all very exciting stuff. Brandon? Very Hebrews, yes. Although we heard from the owners, Jeff and Marcia Wood here, they were here yesterday, and the way she explained it, Marcia said, yes, the name is Hebrews, but if you watch us work, he talks, and I'm the one doing the brewing. So it should be she brews. Yes. So my companies, Jackson Henry and our Abbey team, have unlimited priority access to the loft training room. The Abbey agents have unlimited access to the conference rooms. We will not. I couldn't negotiate everything, but I got 18 hours allotted free to Abbey team agents. Beyond that, I will be paying for those rooms. They rent them out at $25 an hour. So if it goes over 18, they're going to send me the bill. But our Abbey agents will have unlimited access to the loft and the conference rooms. You will have unlimited access to the training room upstairs. So if you want to mastermind with your team, seniors, or meet a client and you don't want to be here in the big room or outside, you'll have access to that room. Keypad? No. It's just going to be open. Yes. Yeah. Okay. And it looks like Jeff and Marcia are here. They're here every day. moving things in and out and getting things all set up. Appreciate you guys joining us online. Brittany, we want you to get better, get strong, put those COVIDs behind you. But good to see you, Mike, Stephanie, Lana, and everybody who hadn't got their hair did today with their cameras off. We love you too. All right, take care. Bye-bye.